Hi everyone. Hello everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Trust you guys are good and you had a good week so far. I'm glad that you're all able to join me today. Thank you so much for taking time to join me today. Right. Welcome back to the podcast, My Relationship and I, where we would have real conversations, about real life matters. Today, we're going to be looking at a topic that we all wrestle with. We all wrestle with this topic that we're going to be looking at today. I'm just setting up my screen. Um, it's amazing what boundaries look like for different people. Okay, so we're going to be looking at boundaries and how they affect us in different aspects of our lives. So I'm hoping that today's conversation is going to help you thrive in your personal life. It's going to help you thrive in your relationship, in your work. So my name is Fumi Oni, and we're going to be looking at how boundaries, around our digital world affects us. So picture this, you're out with a friend and maybe on a date with your partner, and the food arrives, conversation is flowing, and suddenly you hear that little ding from your phone. And without thinking, you reach out for your phone to see who's liked your post, who's replied your message, and you just find yourself scrolling through, reading, responding, and maybe then you move a little bit away from your original intention and you dabble into Instagram or your TikTok page, and you've forgotten that you're on a date, you're scrolling, and by the time you look up, the person that you're with is quietly scrolling on their phone as well. And that moment's gone. Does that sound familiar? Yes, to me too. Here's the thing, digital life is amazing for connection. It lets us keep in touch with the people, different people all over the world. It helps us to share moments instantly and stay informed. But if we are not careful, it can also drain our attention, blur our boundaries, and even harm our relationship and our mental health. And that's why today's episode is called Stroll Control, how to set digital boundaries without losing connections. And we're going to unpack what digital boundaries are and why they are essential, and three areas where setting them can make a difference in your relationship. It can make it so much better. So let's dig in. First, what do I mean by digital and social media boundaries? Simply put, boundaries are the limits we set to protect what matters to us most: our time, our focus, our mental health, our relationships. And here's where it gets tricky. In today's world, these lines are blurrier than ever. You have your work emails coming in at 9 p.m. We have pressure to share every moment of our life online. And we don't even get, don't get me started on those strokes that steal our time without us noticing. It steals our life without us noticing if we don't set limits. Technology is just going to do just that for us. Technology is going to set those limits for us if we don't set them. And usually, technology will do it faster, faster than now. I'm going to just quickly have a look at my chats. Okay, hi. I'm just saying hi again to everyone. And please, I'm going to, keep an eye on my chat from time to time. So if any of the things that I'm sharing resonates with you, please, let me know. Let me know in the chat. Technology steals time. It steals time. It does. It steals relationships. You know, it steals our joy. We trade momentary joy or momentary happiness, Vifera, for lasting relationship. And we just have to be very, very mindful. You know, we have to be exceptionally mindful. So, how can we manage um, our phone use during quality time? Let's start on the obvious. You know, I said you can be in a moment where you want to spend time with your family or your loved ones, your friends, and before you know it, the time that you spend on your social media takes precedence. So let me give you an example. I have seen this happen a couple of times, you know, in restaurants. You find couples on a date. They are on a date. They are intentional about their relationship, but one person is busy taking a picture of the food and posting it on Instagram. The other person is busy catching up with TikTok. By the time the night ends, they barely made eye contact. And this happens over and over again. Now, don't make them don't think I'm anti-phone. I'm not anti-phone. I'm not anti-technology. But if we are not intentional, we can miss the moments that we have a real connection. We can miss the moment that presents themselves during the daytime for real connection. I'll give you a couple of tips that I'm hoping, can help you. You can make your dinner table a no phone zone. Your bedroom, you can make it a no phone zone. You can make your car ride a no phone zone, because these are golden moments that you can utilize to have conversations. Another thing that I believe that can help is if you have what we call the D&D agreements, where you are with a friend, a partner, even your children, and you all set D&Ds on your phone. It sends powerful signals. It sends messages that says that you have my full attention, right? So these are things that we can put in place. Instead of scrolling every spare second, agree on intentional check-in times as well. You'd be amazed how much more present you feel. Your partner, your friends would notice the difference. You yourself would notice the difference that you are present, you pay more attention, then you also notice things that you possibly wouldn't notice because your attention is divided, right? And that's some of the things that technology does. It divides our attention. We can decide what is private and what is shareable. This is another area that we need to be intentional and set boundaries. We need to decide what's private and what's shareable online. Here's where things can get very tricky. Now, I once heard about a young professional who posted about their frustrations at work online. And a co-worker saw it, and before we knew it, it had made its way to the manager. I mean, that's an awkward situation to be in, to say the least. But it's easily done. It's easily done. because you've not set boundaries in your mind. How about in relationships? Maybe one partner posts, a sweet photo that, the other may have thought that is private. You may have a partner that's private. Um, they don't like to see certain things online, but you just felt, oh, this is a lovely moment. We're spending a beautiful time at a beautiful restaurant. Ping, you take a picture, a private moment, and the next thing you've uploaded it online. Your partner sees it later on. What was meant to be a lovely time becomes filled with tension over something that could have been avoided. It could have been avoided. But because we're so used to uploading, sharing, my child graduated, upload. I went to Tanzania, upload. I went to Morocco, upload. At the, shopping, upload. Before you upload pictures online, ask yourself these questions. One, will this embarrass or offend or violate someone's trust? Am I posting for connection or just validation? Ask these questions. Could this picture that I'm uploading hurt my professional image later? Let's be real. Let's ask these questions before you upload. A healthy boundary here is to actually have a share or don't share talk with your partner, your friend, or your family. That way, you both know what's okay to put out there and what's not okay, what's meant to stay between you and your partner. You know, it's important that we set these boundaries. It would help. And you also need to set boundaries because it can help to prevent digital burnout. What does digital burnout mean? You may not realize it, but the constant streams of notifications, messages, and endless scrolling, it wears out the brain. It wears your brain out because you're not thinking, you're not processing stuff, you're just scrolling. How do I know, that I'm experiencing burnout? You can't feel anxious when you're offline. You're scrolling without purpose, just filling empty space. You're mentally exhausted, you know, even when you've been sitting all day, you know, you're not creative, you're just there. These are signs that you are having burnout. And something that you can use that can help protect yourself. You can track your time, the time that you spend, because awareness is powerful. Use tools like digital well-being or screen time to see where your hours are going. Have tech-free mornings or tech-free nights. Start and end your day without your phone for at least half an hour, 30 minutes in the morning, no phone, or 30 minutes before bedtime, no phone, no laptop, no nothing digital. You may even decide to have a digital Sabbath where you can take a day or even half a day each week to go low tech. It may feel strange at first, but trust me, you would feel surprised. You'll be surprised at how refreshing it can be when you have a tech Sabbath. Tech Sabbath where no tech, or you limit the tech to the absolute necessary, where if you use your gadget for work, the moment work is done, close your laptop. One of the things that we do um, is once work's finished, we close our laptop. Phones, laptop are kept in the same space in a different room, and we leave it because the way technology has been designed, it makes us feel that it's urgent, it's important. I have to, I have to send this message. I have to read that message. I have to know what's going on. Do you really, really have to? Do you really, really have to? So that's a question that, we need to ask ourselves. When we set digital boundaries, it makes a huge impact on our well-being, a huge impact overall. It helps us to protect real life moments. Phones down during quality time, so you are present. Guard your privacy. Guard your privacy. You don't have to upload and share every moment of your life because other people are doing so. We don't. You don't have to share because your friend shares. Or don't feel intimidated. Don't feel that your life is less valuable, or you've not achieved a lot that people need to know. They don't. We don't have to know. Give your brain a rest. Build in screen free spaces and times. It's important that you do that. Boundaries aren't about restrictions. Don't get me wrong, they're not about restrictions. In fact, they are about freedom. The freedom to be present, the freedom to think clearly, and to be able to connect even more deeply with the people around you. That's what boundaries do. So if you are able to start setting boundaries for yourself, you would see how beneficial it is to you. So here's my challenge for you for this week. Out of the different examples of how we can set boundaries I've given to you, pick one digital boundary to set for yourself. Maybe it might be a phone-free dinner. Maybe it's a 2-hour daily social media limit, or a no screen morning routine. Whatever it is that feels comfortable for you, start today. Start small, and you would notice the difference that it makes in your life and in your relationship. Now, remember, social media is a tool, not your master. Yeah, it's a tool. It is not your master. When you control your screen time, you take back control of your time, you take back control of your energy, you take back control of your relationship. Yeah, thanks for joining me today. If you found this helpful, please share it with a friend who may need a little scroll control too. Until next time, stay connected to what matters most to you. Thank you, and God bless.